Hello, people. It's your boy Usmaan back again with another match preview. As always, I'm joined by the squad. We have got Joe finally back in the building. Was and Abdel, how are we doing, boys?
I'm back, baby.
Great.
It's good to have you back. I'm sure Was missed you on fantasy football, innit? So
Yeah.
you know,
And I miss Was.
Oh, that's cute. That's cute. For that cuteness, drop a like. No, but no, don't start me like 2 or 3 subs off 800. So if you haven't subscribed, it's free. Just do us a favor, subscribe to the channel. Anyways, let's get on with today's video. Is a match preview for our game against Brighton. Yes, Brighton again, that team that we did have a nightmare against, but somehow got through it with a victory, so we'll take it. Listen, Joe, we'll come to you first and foremost. Obviously, Abdul and was with me for the match preview last week. What are your thoughts on not the performance, but what have you kind of learned from that game? Because it's quite evident what the performance was like.
Yeah, it was pretty dreadful. There's not much we could really learn other than the fact that we need more players, and we just need that referee for every match. Look, it's such early days in the season. It's hard to know what to take from it. It's hard to know if this is going to be the team is it going to be this level of performance for the entire season, or they're just getting used to playing football again after not having much preseason. It can't get worse, but at least we got a win. But it was absolutely shite. But at least it was entertaining shite. It was like Jose Mourinho. It's entertaining shit.
Before I come back to the entertaining shit comment, we've got a comment here saying didn't know Mufc was co-host of the podcast. That must be Abdul. There's no way he's referring to me or Was or Joe as
Oh, me. I don't think he's.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's Abdul because he looks closer to him. I don't know what
maybe.
I
look better. What are you talking about?
Yeah, go on.
Yeah,
saying 100%, man, 100%. Abdul, what were your thoughts regarding the game? Obviously, you were playing it yourself. You did that cheeky penalty and all that good stuff. But
yeah, very bad.
What did you make of the game itself?
I honestly expected it a little bit after what happened in the Crystal Palace game. So it's gonna take a little bit to get back to that form post lockdown when we were playing like such a good football and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm hopefully the next game and the game after that it just improves.
Yeah, no, I'm still not on the fence, but I'm still at that point thinking I was pissed off with the level of performance. But at the same time, I'm still waiting to see what happens in the next couple of games because, as Joe's alluded to there, it's very early in the season, and also I'm hoping we kind of regain that post-lockdown form. Because to be fair, we were actually playing well then. I remember in particular that I keep referring to the same games. Yeah, I know I do. For people that watch previous podcasts and say, this guy keeps naming the first 3 games. I know I do. But the Sheffield United game, the Bournemouth game in particular, I remember that a lot of fans, not me actually, but a lot of other fans were saying, even when we went 1-0 down, I knew that we were going to score a couple of goals against Bournemouth, and I knew we'd come back into the game. A lot of fans were confident at that point, and that was down to the fact that we were consistently playing good football in terms of in the manner in which we were going forward. So I think people do forget that. We felt like that not so long ago. So hopefully, just a few more games here, we'll be back at a similar sort of pace. But obviously, we know the performance was terrible. But what do you think we learned about Brighton from that game? Is something that Ollie needs to think about for this game? Is there anything in particular that you take away from that game in terms of, how they cause us problems?
Yeah, I think we underestimated him in the middle of the park. Actually, players like Trossard. And I don't know who's alongside him. I'm not sure who's alongside him.
Conley and Mopé.
Well, they were the front 3.
More advanced on them.
They're the front 3.
Trossard was in the front 3.
Yeah. Who's in their midfield?
But isn't he like a number 10 kind of thing?
In the midfield, it was Lamptey, March, Lallana, and some other guy.
Yeah. I can't remember who else. But basically, they were really strong in the middle. They were really strong in the middle of the pitch. That's probably because of what Pogba's kind of going through with his fitness issues and stuff, innit? So obviously that left a lot of space for Matic to cover. I felt kind of sorry for Matic for the first time in my life. I thought the guy's like coming almost two people's kind of role kind of thing. But I mean you can't underestimate anyone in the Premier League. I know it's not the Premier League, it's the Cup, but still it's a Premier League team. any of the teams can beat anyone on the night. It depends who wants it more. And obviously, with our fitness, it's not up there. And if the other team is up for it more, they can beat you. Simple as that. They can hit you. You can't think, oh, it's just Brighton. But I don't think we exploited their defenses as much as we should have. Like I was saying, it was really slow defense, which was evident when we actually went for it. A couple of moments where we did score, but it was offside and all that business. But I mean, I was expecting this, but I wasn't expecting our performance. I was expecting them to be like they were, but not the way we played. It was terrible, man. So yeah.
Yeah, Joe, what were your thoughts? Obviously, they went for 3-4-3. That's kind of what they play in general. As Basti said, we underestimate them. You know, I don't think we underestimated.
I don't think we did either, to be honest.
I just think we were terrible. I don't think it has anything to do with us underestimating them. I just think, you know, we were so far off the pace as we were against Palace. And to be fair to the press as well, they're very well organised, as a part of the team has been. But for me personally, I've got to be honest, I said this on the match preview as well, and I'll say it at this preview as well, they can't defend.
Yeah, that's just it.
They can't defend. Like, only 2 moments of quality that we showed. We scored another ball in the back of the net. Granted, both were offside. And, you know, we scored 3 goals, even though we played absolute dog shit.
Yeah.
You know, so every time we showed any bit of quality, we ripped them open.
Basically, if we string 3 or 4 passes together, we're in. That's it. Simple as that.
Pretty much. Apparently, the Chelsea Spurs game's gone to so easy. I don't know what.
That's why I said on the breakdown and banter, I said that, like, aside from the back post issue, our biggest problem was up in front. We were not doing anything.
Exactly.
You know, it's like, forget the back post issue. Like, our biggest problem was Pogba and whatever we're doing in front, not working out at all.
I just think, I know this will sound like an excuse, but I think the lack of preseason, because you can see with City as well. Like, City should not be getting around.
Lost them and Wolves as well.
Yeah, and Wolves too. Yeah,
I know people are tired of it.
In one weekend, like Wolves lost 4-0 to West Ham. City lost 5-2 to Leicester. We might have beaten Brighton, but and we lost to Crystal Palace the week before, but we might have beaten Brighton, but it was like we did not deserve to beat them. You know, it was a lot of luck, and you make your own luck, but you know what I mean?
The trend is across Europe, by the way. It's not only Premier League.
Bayern Munich,
Inter, Bayern, Sevilla, everybody.
Dortmund lost as well. I think Real Madrid drew, or did they get a late winner? I turned off.
They lost to Betis.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They were 2-2 last time I seen it, but
do you know what I mean? Bayern did win 8-0 the week before, but still.
You could say they were still, you know, feeling very confident that, you know, they just won the treble and all that stuff. But I know people are tired of that excuse, the fitness stuff, blah blah blah. The reason why it hit Manchester United more than any other team is that we overplayed the first 11.
Yeah,
we relied on them so much during post lockdown to get top 4 that we really run them to the ground. And add to that, no preseason is gonna hit us more than anybody else.
Yeah. Right, we got a comment here, contrasting views, so I'm going to put it on the screen. So this is Super Red fan who comments quite a lot on the shows now. This preseason excuse is ridiculous. Followed up with, we won all our games in preseason under Van Gaal. In 2014, we lost our first game. I think it was just before I bring you in, Joe. Yeah. Super Red fan. I think you're taking out of context what we're trying to say here. We're not saying that preseason is automatically going to reassure that you're going to play brilliant, you know, start the season. But from a fitness perspective, you don't have minutes under your belt. You know, it is what it is. You can't compensate for that, especially in the Premier League, where we always say, you know, English fans in particular, or fans that watch the Premier League, they always say the same thing. Or so-and-so player is going to struggle with the Premier League because the intensity is so high.
Yeah.
But now we're not at the level of the intensity because we haven't had the opportunity to get back up to that level.
Yeah.
You're seeing why we've been so poor. But Joel, pass on to you.
It was effectively the same thing. I was going to say the reason we lost that opening game against Swansea 2-1 was due to tactics, not to the players not being fit enough.
Absolutely.
It was like pre-season is always a benefit. And even though United won all those games in pre-season, it doesn't matter if you win or lose. It's just about getting the minutes before you go into the full season.
That's why there's
exactly. So it's just, that was just purely down to, I remember playing 3 at the back and then changing it after like 25 minutes. LBG. Oh. Dark times.
But yeah, what's just coming to you? Obviously, Abdel's kind of alluded to the back post already. For me personally, that was an absolute joke. I'm going to put blame on Oli for that. The fact that he didn't do anything to change that, I don't know, stick a man, help, give some sort of signal to help Wan-Bissaka in terms of doubling up on March, or March, or just telling Wan-Bissaka to stay there, or some form of tactics from the sidelines and some form of tactics on the pitch as well. Like, players not using their initiative as well. It's quite evident if somebody's getting in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times that Maguire or Lindelof, somebody needs to be talking to him on the pitch, or even De Gea. Somebody show a bit of ownership and say, look, listen, you stay on him because he keeps getting in. It's not like it was 1 or 2 times. It was literally 5 times. And eventually he got his goal, which it was so...
Have you seen the way he's taken that goal, though?
Yeah, but why has he got that much time to head the ball? He's not even that tall.
It was throwing the weirdest header. That's something that I would do. It was terrible.
Nah, it's a good finish.
It was like,
you took a rip.
Yeah, that's awful. That you're right. I mean, you hit the nail on the head. Maguire, like a captaincy, he's not around at all. What the hell are you doing? You're giving that guy space. And
so, man, it doesn't have to.
But what I mentioned,
picks up.
Yeah, but what I said to you, like the other day, I was saying about the fact that Lindelof is becoming a bit of a liability, and I think Wan-Bissaka is starting to drift and trying to cover him. I don't know why this is happening. I don't know if it's an Oli thing that he's told him to do that to back him up, but I don't know, man. When it happens 2 or 3 times, it's a bit stupid, isn't it?
Yeah, but I think that's a bit of a poor excuse as well, though. As a player yourself, like as an example, we've all played football ourselves.
But I think Wan-Bissaka switches off as well.
One second. I think Wan-Bissaka's getting away with murder there. I've got to be honest.
No, I was saying he switches off a bit.
Yeah, no, but there is truth in that. Of course, there is truth in that. But at the same time, if it's my man that constantly getting in, surely my main priority is, actually, let me look after my guy first. Obviously, I need to try and help Lindelof. But Lindelof wasn't in any danger. It wasn't like there was a striker that Lindelof had to deal with. Maupay wasn't really causing that many problems in the air. It was literally just a one ball.
They're quite short.
Everyone was getting sucked into the middle of the pitch. That's what it was. And I just felt like it was just poor from everyone in terms of leadership.
There was a game, I don't know if it was after lockdown, it might have been Southampton. Did we draw Southampton 2-2?
Last game.
And remember, we said the same thing. There was points where he was doing the same thing. He got beaten. Someone was crossing it in and beating him about 3 times. I'm sure you made a point on that that time.
I probably did.
And so maybe it is a Wan-Bissaka thing. I don't know. It's probably his just a natural thing to just drift in and leave I don't know why he does that. That's poor. Against a top player, this isn't necessarily March.
Yeah,
but
he's not
against a more clinical. Like, for example, if you're playing against Liverpool and playing Mane at the back there.
Yeah, he's back to hat-trick. Easy back to hat-trick.
There you go. But yeah, that's a problem. That's a problem.
Let's move on to this game itself, because obviously we're playing the cup tomorrow. Taking what we've seen on the weekend, what do you want to see? Is there any changes you want to see? Obviously, you can go into team session, but in terms of how we approach the game, is there anything in particular that you want to see change to have a bit of positivity going into this game, so to speak?
I just want us to have a bit more control and intensity about us, because that's what we were lacking last time. When you allow a team like Brighton to play their football, they're gonna play their football and they're gonna look dangerous. When we played them last time, we were very intense, we were very direct, so they couldn't play their football. They just sat off us and tried to defend. Yesterday, Brighton looked very good because we looked very bad. It wasn't that Brighton were star-spangled awesome,
I've just never heard that analogy before. Sorry.
Yeah, it's actually from a movie, I think.
That's right. It's from the MCU. It's from one of those. Yeah.
But anyway,
hi, Abdel.
Yeah, I know he's gonna make some changes, but I don't wanna see Pogba in that change, honestly. For my perspective, I know other people say, well, to get him up to fitness, just play him, and get him up to get more minutes into him. But I mean, We don't want someone to cause us issues every
give him a
game,
half,
right?
at least.
I rather give him a 20-30 minute cameo if you need.
Yeah, something like that.
Like towards the end of the match, maybe. Instead of starting.
Put him on the bench and sub him on like he did against Spurs when he first came after lockdown.
Exactly.
He came on, he had that impact. Everyone was like, "Oh, look what Pogba got us that penalty, etc." Oh yeah, he was influential in that game. But that's what I would personally do with him. I don't think not putting this. I think that's the wrong thing. Obviously against Luton, now watching this game, I can see why he did it because he's quite clear, still off the pace by quite a long way. So I'd give him 20 minutes at the end of the game. Obviously, if we need him as well, we'll definitely get subbed on. Joe, regarding this game, is obviously, as we see with the Chelsea and Spurs game, Bayern keep us up today. It's going to go straight into penalties if it's a draw. So it's going to be a tense game either way. What are your thoughts in terms of how we're going to go into this game, and then we'll touch on the lineup, so to speak?
Yeah, look, let's be honest. There's going to be no comparison between this game and the game of the weekend. There's going to be probably maybe 2 players that are the same in both. Maybe United might have 4 or 5 that are the same just for getting match sharpness up. Yeah. But other than that, it's what can you ask for really from the team? Like all I want is to see our fringe players play well. I think we'll win. I think it'll actually be more comfortable at the weekend because Brighton don't want to be in these cup competitions. They want to be just focused on staying in the league. So I say Brighton will play their kids. I'd say we'll probably win 2-1 or 3-1 or something like that. I still can't see us. Well, I hope we don't concede because Hendo's in or Dino, whatever. Yeah. Get in there.
Penalties. The one on penalties.
Yes, it was. Who missed it?
Mason Mount missed it.
Amazing. Sorry, but yeah.
Wow, that's why I started him off again.
Oh, just great. What'd you say? What'd you say was?
Oh no, nothing. Carry on.
Lampard's gone. But going into it, it's just about getting match sharpness up. Brighton don't give a shit. They want to just focus on staying in the Premier League. We're wanting to win a trophy, so we'll play a slightly better team than they will. But there'll be nothing really to get from this match other than going through to the next round and hopefully getting a couple of goals and the fringe players playing well. That's probably the best we can hope for this. Yeah,
obviously, whilst Joe's quite rightly, he said that this game's going to have no correlation to the other game in terms of there's going to be so many changes from both teams, really, especially our team. I can imagine it's going to be very similar to the Luton team to an extent. I would like to think it'll be similar to the Luton team. I don't see why it wouldn't be, especially given that they won that game fairly convincingly in the end, I guess. What do you reckon in terms of the selection? What do you think he needs to do? So we can go through each individual team now and we'll do the score predictions.
Yeah, I mean, I want to see Van de Beek, obviously.
That's no point.
Maybe it was Scott McTominay, Fred. Scott McTominay and Fred. They need game time as well, isn't it? And obviously rest Matic because you can't play too many games like in the week as well. We got Spurs on Sunday, so he needs a rest. Pogba, obviously, we know Pogba needs a rest, or he might come on at the end. I don't know. He might start with Bruno. I think he might start with Bruno. Van de Beek and Bruno would be nice to see, actually, just to see what kind of cohesion they have. You want to see Lingard. Is your favorite as Jesse, but also maybe
I love Jesse.
Van Mata, who was it? Van Mata and Igalo played last time. Yeah. I mean, I would personally put someone like Anthony Martial in there. He needs a goal. I think he needs a goal. He might. I think he needs more minutes.
I was gonna say that. I think Martial should start personally.
I think allow Igalo and put Martial in there. I would do that. Because he needs that goal. Because Rashford's got the difference. Sorry, Joe.
Sorry, guys. I don't think there's any benefit in starting a Gallo because we're clearly I think we're going to get Jovic. I think it'd be amazing if we got him on a season-long loan.
Bad boy signing that if we get him on loan.
Yeah. Oh, unreal. And I think and I think like Igalo, like we can't say anything about him. Like he was really nice for 3 months, but now he can fuck off. Because he doesn't do anything. He doesn't do anything.
I can't believe you said that.
Joe, it doesn't be hard.
The guy is not really getting any chances, to be honest.
Exactly. What is he even? He's getting 10 minutes.
I like
10 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes.
Okay,
5 minutes.
fine. Okay, do you want him or do you want Jovic?
Take that back, Joe.
It's not about that. It's just
but
about
what's that got to do with the goal, though?
Answer the question. Okay.
I want the Nigerian 09.
You're only saying that to be awkward.
Yeah, but why? You can't tell him man to fuck up when he's played 10 minutes in the last 5 games. Do you know what I mean? What's he done?
But he's done nothing since what? Since Derby, I think.
Yeah, how's he going to do anything if he's on the pitch? Come on, man.
But he's been given time. He was given time in the Europa League. He was given time to come up and be an impact. But he knows that goal. He knows that his entire goal is to be an impact sub and just to play the lower games.
Right.
Sometimes it takes time.
He doesn't do anything. It doesn't take time. We only have him until January. He's not going to do anything.
He's not spring chicken in. He's a bit older. He didn't
get subbed on against flipping Crystal. Did he get subbed on against Crystal Palace? Maybe 5 minutes or something. And he didn't get subbed on against whatever the team he just played against.
He looks like Joseph Madison.
Against Luton, I suppose you could say he didn't do much, but did he get any service? It was that with Martial. You say he's had no service, so
I'm just saying, no, it's not because we all like.
I would have gone at the start now. Forget Martial. I just want to
fuck Martial, you're on the bench, mate. A goal, a hat trick, if a goal bags a hat trick, Joe, you are dead, mate.
I wish he smashed it. And he comes to the camera and goes, "What, Joe? What?"
He takes off his top, and underneath it says, "Fuck off, Joe."
As long as he says,
you call that acting. You call that acting.
No, as long as he says "fuck off" at acting Joe, so then I'll get a lot more followers.
That's probably the best publicity you're ever gonna get, bro.
I'd be delighted with that, to be honest.
Oh, God. Can we get back to the topic? Who do you want in front? Which front three are you going for? Because Waz named the whole team, but
Martial. I don't particularly want Lingard because I don't think it benefits us unless they're. What do you mean? I don't want. Why would I want them?
Lingard has to play this game, man. Why is he not playing?
Why would I want him to play this game? Why would I want him to play?
Why is
Lingard going to sleep if Lingard doesn't play?
If Lingard's not playing, I'm not going to be happy, man. I'm telling you.
He won't go to sleep.
Why would you want him to play?
He just wants to do that. How do you do it?
What?
Yeah, Lingard has to play this game, man. Surely.
Only if it's for him to be on the market that he can still show that he's.
Yeah, obviously, because he's got to do something.
That's what
I mean. That's fine. That's it. But I don't want him to play as if he's got something to play for.
Pereira's gone. It's not the man.
Forgot
about
Yeah, we can forget
about that. Rojo, come on, man. Rojo with Lindelof.
Why shut up his Rojo? I'm going to block you from the chat. He's not getting a game. Bro, you can't stand Rojo. He gets sent off all the time. Anyway, listen. Okay, so you're going for... who are you going for? Zlatan in front with Rashford and Martial.
You fucking prick. Dan James on the left wing. Martial up front and on the right wing. I guess it probably will be one Matt anyway. So I guess I don't know why they keep putting the right wing, but one Matt on the right wing.
Okay, fair enough. Dan James back out the cold. Abdul, what's your front three and why?
Dan James. I'd still put Igalo. Just to upset me. No, not because of that. Honestly, no, it had nothing to do with it. Just because if we do need him for some reason during the season, we need to get him sharp, right?
Absolutely.
And the right wing could be anybody: Martial, Greenwood, Lingard, Mata, whoever.
It's going to be Mata, but for me, Lingard is going to be first name.
It'll be same as Luton. They won't be winning things from that.
Probably.
I think Dan James, actually, now that you guys mentioned it, to be fair, he's got to play at some point, surely. He's only played one game. But he's not going to play for me either. I'm going for Jesse Lingard on the left. It has to be Jesse Lingard, cut in, top bins. I'm calling it. I'm going to come back for you, mate. He's scoring tomorrow. I'm telling you now. He's scoring tomorrow. He's going to cut in the top corner, and he's going to celebrate like he does it every week. Don't worry.
Well, if you're going to put Lingard on the left, don't put Mata on the right. That's just that's just fucking the game up.
Them two together are the most horrendous players because the ball's tucked in and there's no width whatsoever.
Exactly.
But obviously, Ollie doesn't use common sense. So Lingard on the left, Igalo on top because I wanted Martial, but I know it pissed you off. So Igalo up top. Hopefully he scores as well. And on the right, it's going to be Mata, isn't it? I would probably put Dan James and Lingard on whichever wing. I don't really care which way around. Yeah, so I would put down James, but it's going to be Matza, so it doesn't really matter what I say. No pun intended. Right, anyways, finish with midfield 3, and then we'll do score prediction. What's you've already done your team, so you just beat your mic for a bit. Abdel, we come to you. Who's your midfield 3 and why?
Van de Beek, Fred, and Scott.
Okay, I've gone for the exact same, so... Just because they need minutes for me personally.
Exactly.
Yeah, Joe, who are you going for?
Van der Beek. This is a proper. I don't get rid of the giggle, Waz.
Roy Keane, come on, get Keane there.
I would. I'd probably love that back. Donny, Fred, and Bruno. I'd say would be the three.
Donny Fred for a second.
Donny, Fred.
Danny, Van der Beek, Fred, and Bruno. Interesting. That would be very exciting to watch, I'm going to say.
Yeah.
And was defense, who are you going for?
Brandon Williams, Fosu Mensah, Mengi, and Maguire. There you go.
Wants to leave.
Fucking hell, I'm going. I've had a long day, man.
It could happen. That could happen. Because that was a Luton one. Wait, hang on. That was a Luton one. Actually,
that's a sad.
Guys, if you're watching this video, please drop a like, man. I've had a long day, and subscribe to the video. Watch this chatting shitty as well. Man said Fosu.
Joe, please agree with me, otherwise we're
Joe,
no.
Joe, what are you going for? Please don't
across the back line. No, it's it'll be Wan-Bissaka. It'll be Williams. I think I would love to say Mengi, but I don't think so yet. I'd say Maguire and Baye.
Right, I've gone for the exact same. I'm not going to waste any time. I've gone for the same. I would have loved to see Delo, but obviously he's getting sold, isn't he? Abdel, I saw you tweet actually about Delo. If you want to quickly mention that as well. You seem like you're not very happy with that.
Nah, I don't know what's the issue between him and Ollie. Like, I don't know what goes on behind the scenes, but I really think the guy has a lot of qualities to offer. I just don't.
But he's got more than Fosu Mensah last week for the show.
Yeah.
It could be the injury record. It could be there's a problem with him in training. I don't know, but I mean, I just feel like the law is a really good player. It's just not been used enough, or maybe used correctly.
Yeah, absolutely.
But that's it.
I think he's very injury prone, man. He's always injured. We bought him injured.
Yes. So Abdul, who would you play the back for then? What you say?
I will put Baye, Williams. I want Maguire to be dropped for one single game.
I know, man. He's never gonna get
get a rest for one game.
Put Mengi and Baye. It was never gonna happen. But...
Yeah, I was gonna say like Mengi, Baye, Williams, and unfortunately for you, Usmaan, Timothy Fosu-Mensah, because I need Aaron Wan-Bissaka to take a rest.
Yeah, to be honest, I think Fosu Mensah is going to start, so we're probably going to lose the pens. All right, boys, score prediction. Obviously, regarding Brighton, if you're wondering why we've not gone into detail regarding the Brighton team, Trossard's the main guy, man. I said it on the weekend. He proved it. I did say it before. I said Trossard's the guy. You know, I massively rate him. Obviously, Lopez is a prick. But as long as he checks into Arsenal, I'll accept it. It's all good.
Yeah.
I don't mind it, you know.
I don't mind Mope, man.
I quite like him. I quite like that Diego Costa character. Joe, score prediction, mate.
3-1.
3-1. Was?
United.
I'm going 2-0 United.
Oh wow, Joe. Abdul.
I'm going 1-0.
1-0 to Man United or Brighton.
Usmaan.
United, of course. Right. I'm not gonna bet on us to lose.
Fuck it, 4-0. Lingard hat-trick, Igalo. Let's go! Lingard!
He's not getting off pitch.
Yo, if Lingard gets a hat-trick, he'll get a new contract, man. The next day.
Lingard!
Contract out of you, mate. Contract out of you.
No, it's just what's gonna happen. The team lineup.
Actually, Pereira's gone. He won't go now.
The team lineup's gonna come out, and Lingard's not gonna be starting. But he'll come off the bench and score. It's all good. Anyways,
Igalo's going to be starting. Igalo.
Igalo and Lingard to do a masterclass just to piss you off.
Why do you guys think they weren't on the bench, by the way, on Brighton?
Yeah,
James and
exactly.
Igalo.
He's saving him for this game. Don't worry, man. Igalo, Lingard, James, that front three is like Rivaldo and them man back then. Ronaldo.
Them man
Oh,
back
it's definitely a long day for us, man.
Rivaldo, Ronaldo, Ronaldinho used to watch videos of Igalo and Co. That's what I'm saying.
Romario is one.
You need to go to bed.
I think it's been a long day for me. Make sure you drop a like, subscribe, put your score predictions in below.
Come on, guys, 3 off.
Go. Yeah, we need 3 off 800, man. Come on, it's free. Acting Joe Acting Joe on Twitter and Abdul Bahari on Twitter as well. Inshallah, I pronounced that right. If not,
yeah, he did.
Yes, love that. And Was is in charge of the Facebook, so go show him love on that as well. Benji's in charge of Instagram, so if there's no posts, give him a stick in the comments. But anyways.